Today I'm going to show you how to get a semi-decent metal guitar tone using just DI and stock plugins on Logic Pro 10. So first things first, what you want to do is you want to have a really consistent good recording with sort of like good wavelengths, all of that all consistent, so you don't want any like variances or any weird spikes and peaks anywhere. So this is what I've recorded. So that's what I've got recorded. First things first, what we need to do is we need to gate the guitar. So that just essentially just reduces all the background noise, extra frequencies that we don't really want in there. So for me, I like to think that less is more. So I take the threshold to about minus 40 dB. Nothing more than that, because then it sort of starts to sound unnatural. So I also increase the release to keep that natural sort of flavour to it. Nothing's going to just be cut off randomly or feel sharp, if you know what I mean. So that's gated. Now, next thing we need to do is we need to choose our amp. Now, the presets on Logic aren't great. There are a few you can work with. The two that I would probably suggest that are easy to work with is the Razor Rock, and then also the Modern Lead, which is what we're going to be using today. So this is what it sounds like stock. So it's not too bad sounding. I like to reduce the mids a little bit and then boost up the bass and the gain just a tad, the bass and the treble just a tad. I also like to pull the microphone back just a tiny bit, because I like a bit of room between the cabinet and the mic. So now what we need to do is we need to EQ. So EQing, there are presets you can use, but I would strongly recommend just completely doing it without any presets and doing it yourself. So firstly, we need to completely cut the low end. That's just so it sits better with the bass in the mix. And then we also increase at 20k, sort of just around the 20k, between 10 and 20k, just to add a bit of treble on. That's pretty good. Now, another little trick that I have is around 250 Hertz. Between 250 and 400 Hertz, there's a little sweet spot that I like to cut out, just to sort of take out the muddy mids and just bring a lot more clarity. So before we do this, we don't need all of this. All of the green we don't need. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this right in to about, I'll say 590. Then we bring it to about between 300-400. Pull down. Now for me that's a lot clearer, and to start with that's a really good sort of, it brings a really nice element to the tone. So for now that is the EQ. Next what we're going to do is we're going to compress. Now compression, we're again not going to use any presets, we're going to go straight to Studio VCA, and before we touch anything else we're going to turn off the auto gain. We do not need that, and we do not need the auto controls on. Now, first things first is I can see that the ratio is not where I want it to be. You want a 4-in-1 ratio here. That's personally for me the sort of smoothest and nicest transition between the actual like the notes and the compression. So so I've added 3 dB of makeup gain to that just to sort of crispen it up a little bit. But now a little trick, which is my favourite part of compressing that I found when it comes to guitars and DI, is for me the distortion at the moment still sounds a little bit muddy. It's not as clear and as sort of hard hitting as it could be. So I found that if you click on soft distortion on the compressor, it gives a really nice sort of cutting through tone. So that is how you get a semi-decent guitar tone. And now to finish off, I'll play it with the drums as well, so you can get a sort of feel for where it's at.